Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. We have a jam-packed show, including an exclusive interview with the parents of an 11-year-old who say that their daughter was forced to share a bed with a biological male while on an overnight school trip. Isn't that great? Plus, we're going to examine the left's two-tier justice system, how violent BLM rioters are treated compared to the January 6th protesters/rioters. But first, this is one of my favorites, poisoned ivy. That's the focus of tonight's angle. At America's most elite universities, life on campus for Jewish students feels like this.
I was forced to leave my study group for my doctoral exams halfway through the semester because my group members told me that the people at the Nova Music Festival deserved to die.
Being a Jew at NYU has meant being physically assaulted in NYU's library by a fellow student while I was wearing an American-Israeli flag and having my attacker still roam freely throughout the campus.
While classes were going on, and a mob of 200 people, many of whom not only were not law students, were not Harvard affiliates, got into our building, marched down the halls chanting these phrases. Jews took off their kippot, and I watched someone hide under a desk.
Now, it took a lot of guts for these students to speak out, but one by one, they did speak on Capitol Hill today regarding the rising anti-Semitism at our nation's colleges and universities. Since shortly after the October 7th Hamas massacre, Americans have seen what some of us have known for many, many years, that our institutions of higher learning have become institutions of liars earning big money for doing nothing. Where were all those diversity deans when rallies justifying the slaughter of innocent Jews were held? Or do only left-wing Muslims, transgenders, BLM types, and, I don't know, maybe illegal immigrants qualify? Well, we know the answer. It's yes. The lawyers who prepare the Ivy League presidents for their testimony today must have told them that when they're asked about anti-Semitism, pivot quickly to Islamophobia.
During these past months, the world, our nation, and our campuses have also seen a rise of incidents of Islamophobia.
We are seeing a rise in our society in harassment, intimidation, and threats toward individuals based on their identity as Muslim, Palestinian, or Arab.
We have launched an MIT-wide effort called Standing Together Against Hate. In addition to fighting anti-Semitism, it will address Islamophobia, also on the rise.
Now, this is completely disingenuous. Do you recall any huge rallies on any of those campuses urging the annihilation of Muslims? Mobs of Muslim haters roaming about campus, terrifying international students from the Mideast?
Has there been any large gathering, in support of the slaughter of Muslims or the elimination of an Arab state on or near your campus that you're aware of since October 7th?
Congressman, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you. So you would agree then it would be immoral or dishonest to treat the two as equivalent problems on campus, meaning anti-Semitism and Islamophobia?
Congressman, I abhor all acts of hate.
That's totally rehearsed, right down to the use of the word abhor. Now, of course, this all begs the question. What happened then when Jewish students brought their genuine concerns to college administrators?
Day after day, the MIT administration has failed to enforce its own rules on anti-Semitic actors, such as the interfaith chaplain intimidating Jewish students, DEI staff publicly declaring that Israel has no right to exist, faculty dismissing student concerns for their safety by telling them that if they are scared, they should just go back to Israel.
Wow. Fair-minded Americans should all be grateful to Speaker Mike Johnson, Congressman Steve Scalise, and Congresswoman Elise Stefanik for bringing these students to Washington and convening this hearing. And not surprisingly, given the jam they're in, college presidents claim that their supposed respect for free expression is what kind of affected or constrained their response to some of these pro-Hamas rallies.
The free exchange of ideas is the foundation upon which Harvard is built, and safety and well-being are the prerequisites for engagement in our community.
It is crucial that ideas are exchanged and diverse viewpoints are debated.
Those who want us to shut down protest language are, in effect, arguing for a speech code. Problematic speech needs to be countered with other speech and with education. And we are doing that.
Did they all have the same speechwriter? It all sounded very similar. Now, since when have these schools been known for respecting viewpoints other than those that are fiercely left-wing? Now, imagine this. Imagine, let's just, someone, I think pretty, sensible, Ron DeSantis, a Harvard grad. What if he came to speak on campus in an open forum in Cambridge? I mean, an open forum, not just invitation only, scripted questions. How would it all go down? But we don't have to imagine how things would go down. We know what routinely happens on campus. Stanford students shouted down Judge Kyle Duncan when he visited the university in March. Later in March, protesters at Virginia Commonwealth University yelled at pro-life activist Christian Hawkins until it escalated into a fight, and police asked her to leave the room. And in April, at San Francisco State University, Riley Gaines was met by an onslaught of trans activists. She was forced to flee the building. And remember that survey that was conducted last year, the political views of college professors demonstrates how conformity of thought is policed in hiring on campus. 50% of professors identified as liberal, 17% as moderate, and just 26% as conservative. Now, the self-censorship that goes on at exam time, whenever a paper is assigned, or when a student maybe is called on in class, we're never going to really know how pervasive it is. But from what I've heard repeatedly from the sons and daughters of friends of mine who are in school or just recent grads, they say things like this. Well, Laura, I just keep my head down. Then I write what I think the professors want to read. That's how they get A's. And now these university presidents want to just throw up their hands and say, oh, we're not for speech codes. They've always been for speech codes. Come on, man, to quote Joe Biden. Now, the truth is, there is an active anti-Semitic wing to the Democrat Party. And the Biden team knows that if the anti-Semitic youth vote doesn't turn out, he could be in major trouble. That's why the colleges have resorted to this twisted dance of moral relativism when it comes to the toxic forces that are bubbling up on campus. And for their part, Hill Democrats have kind of also backed themselves into a corner. And the best they can do is try to blame Republicans.
While my colleagues claim to be committed to combating discrimination on campus, they're also contradictorily and simultaneously stoking culture wars that can be divisive and discriminatory. I hope my Republican colleagues will denounce the culture wars that have distracted us from protecting many vulnerable students.
I guess he's talking about biological men who compete against women in field hockey or in swimming. Those are the vulnerable students. Have you seen them? Please. This is more bad acting. There is zero empathy for the Jewish students who've been traumatized here. And they only started pretending to care when the donors noticed. Big donors like Bill Ackman, who's been flaming them on X. The sickening reality is this. If you pair your anti-Semitism with anti-Americanism, you'll essentially get a free pass from the top leadership of elite American colleges and universities. Your views are fashionable, cutting edge, and protected. When these students tell you that life on campus is unsafe and that there's a double standard where only certain people are protected, believe them. When the Hamas news dies down and the cameras pull back, this festering anti-Americanism and anti-Semitism will still be there. So now it's up to donors and alumni to put their money where their principles are. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.